Now, I think it's pretty safe to say that the future of the Star Wars franchise seems to be quite expansive, not just with their books, novels, comics, and video games, but also, let's not forget about their new Star Wars TV series, their new Star Wars movies currently in the mix as well. That's really going to give fans a lot of, new Star Wars Legends aspects entering into the Disney canon as well. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Disney Star Wars is that yes, we do know that they are already working on over a dozen Star Wars projects as we speak. This really does, give a lot of fans hope about the future because of how ambitious Disney really is. They have Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, and George Lucas on board, really trying to deliver as much material as possible to really give the fans hope about the franchise. Now, there is one actor that a lot of fans are very excited about in his return into the Star Wars universe, and that is Hayden Christensen. Alright, the last we saw him was in 2005's Revenge of the Sith by George Lucas, and the very last shot that we got to see of Hayden's face in Star Wars, alright, was when we actually see him all burnt and the mask is going over his face. That was the very last shot of Hayden Christensen in Star Wars, and now they have a lot in store for Hayden for multiple Star Wars projects, not just for the Kenobi series, but for other projects out there as well. Now, what's really exciting is all to do with Hayden Christensen as an actor and exactly what his stance is with Star Wars. Now, specifically, of course, with The Mandalorian Season 3 now currently in development, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are hard at work developing their new Star Wars universe moving ahead. It's described, however, that in a recent interview, actor Hayden Christensen was able to unveil significant news about his involvement with Star Wars. Hayden Christensen went on to say that he and Ewan McGregor are training for an epic battle that will be so iconic, it will be right up there with the fights seen in the original trilogy movies by George. Hayden Christensen goes on to state that fans will see a completely different side of Darth Vader that they have yet to see in live-action form, and that fans can expect the unexpected when it comes to how things will end between Vader and Kenobi in the Kenobi TV series. Hayden Christensen also reveals that fans are in store to uncover new secrets about Obi-Wan Kenobi that will create saga-wide implications within the Skywalker-focused films by George. Now, when Hayden was questioned if Vader will be using a lightsaber in this fight, Hayden stated, "Just wait and see, this is going to be something new on a whole different level." So, let's just stop right here for 1 second before we actually move on with this. Now, Hayden Christensen, I gotta say, it's so surreal that it has finally been confirmed a couple of weeks ago that he is involved with the Kenobi series, and not just that, we've been talking about how he's also involved with other projects out there as well, which is great news, like the Ahsoka Tano series and other series out there like Rangers of the New Republic, a lot of which are going to be Force Ghost related sequences. Given that Kenobi takes place roughly 10 years after Episode 3, we're going to see a very interesting angle of Vader. The bridge of Vader between Episodes 3 and 4. Now, beyond all of this, the thing that really, mystifies me the most, I guess you could say, has all to do with Hayden's stance on the fight between both Kenobi and Vader, and how it's going to be done on a different level, and will be as iconic as the original trilogy fights. So we've talked about this before in the past, that they're planning a huge scene that's going to involve the world of Mustafar. Now, there's a lot of people out there, very confused as to exactly what this could mean. Now, there are going to be multiple fights in the Kenobi series leading to the big one at the very end of the show. It's very much likely, in a big scenario here, that Kenobi, as we discussed, he is going to have vision sequences in the show. And in that show, it's going to feature a lot of Darth Vader segments, so it's very possible that the majority of the fights will be visions, leading up to a legitimate battle at the very end of the movie, if that makes sense. That's exactly what Disney is actually aiming for, as we discussed. They are planning a lot of scenes to be shot this April, alright, of 2021. It's going to be a big deal. because it's going to involve familiar worlds like Tatooine and Mustafar and all of these iconic places within the Star Wars universe. Not just that, I also want to go over Hayden's response of the lightsaber, alright? The lightsaber action for Darth Vader, of how that's going to be done on a different level. This makes one wonder, is Vader going to use a different lightsaber? Is he going to perhaps use two of them? Who knows? You know, for all we know, Vader may very well have a brand new one before we actually get to see something that's more final. So, like I've said before in the past, Hayden being back is a very healthy thing for Star Wars, and it's the greatest step by Disney in the past couple of years. So yeah, guys, you know, drop a comment below. Let me know about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Gun in hand, we are alone again. No hiding from night to moon.